Don't worry. I still have a black eye from that time that I hit my face with headphones. You see, look, it's still black.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. It's been 9 months. Look at it. No, look at me.
It's not there. In case anyone's wondering what we're talking about, I just somehow managed to snap myself in the face with my headphones as I struggled to get them on in time.
And I was just trying to be empathetic.
She does not have a black eye.
I do.
Not true.
You wouldn't say anything truthful to me about my looks.
Yes, I would.
No, you would not.
I absolutely would.
You might say, "Oh, those pink pants don't do anything for you." You might say that as a kind of a joke.
You don't own pink pants.
I know, but theoretically,
you have a hair hanging down in front of your hat. That's super distracting. It's like right in front of your eye.
I'm going to leave it there.
No, Christina, I'm going to come over and pull it out. It's like...
No, I want to see
it's hanging off your hat. It's like catching the light.
Yeah, but it's going to help you learn how to focus on one thing. Because that's the crux of meditation practice is just to focus on one thing. I just can't look at you.
Sorry. I got up really, really early. And I tried to post for our radio show really early, but my computer there's something wrong between the monitor and the keyboard. There's like a little ribbon that it makes your monitor light up, and it's broken. So my computer only has like 2 places where you can see the monitor, and one is when it's almost all the way shut. So I had my hands like in the little slot trying to type.
Really?
Yeah.
You really?
Yes, my computer has been on the verge of death many times over the last few years.
I feel like mine is been able
to bring it back.
What are we going to do?
I don't know.
We don't have money to buy new computers. What are we going to do?
I'm not sure.
I was thinking about that on the way down.
I'm just kind of using my phone instead of a computer, but I can't get... so really the only thing I use my computer for is photos, like getting photos on. And I do use Facebook. And I can kind of use Facebook from my phone, except for if people message me, I can't get the messages because my phone Facebook doesn't have Messenger. And every time I go to upload Messenger or install Messenger, it asks me for my Apple ID number. So John was the one who set up my phone, and so I go and ask him, John, what's the Apple ID number? And he said, I don't know.
There are these things called password managers that we both should get.
Yeah. So anyway, I can't get Messenger because we don't know what our Apple ID number is.
Great.
Yeah, I've tried every combination of anything that you could ever think of that it might be, and it's not anything. So
how much more fun could life be?
I am really not positive how much
life is just getting more and more fun. Obviously.
Do you want to hear a fun story about? Well, okay, it's a kind of long.
Yeah, go ahead. We have time. We have an hour.
Should I introduce us first so people are not going to be like, what, who are these weird people?
Sure.
What are we talking about? All right. You guys have tuned in to the 11th Hour Radio with Christina Stikos over there and myself, Emily Howe. And we come to you every Friday on Royalton Community Radio at 11 a.m. Someone covered up our call numbers with that newspaper.
We'll just try it. See if you
96.5 WFVR.
See, that's good. You did solo. You went solo.
I know, but I'm not positive that I'm saying the right things.
You did. I can confirm it.
Okay. We come on here thanks to our sponsors, the Vermont Grease Collective, Mountain Folk, and Howvale Farms. Every Friday, too, we regale you with tales of woe and delight and
and
some cool local music, because Christina's a recording artist and studio engineer. And what is your official title? If you were going to officially title yourself, what do you call yourself?
Well, it depends, but usually I say recording engineer, and in some cases producer. And in other cases...
But you're also singer, songwriter, and artist, and all these other things. But which do you feel like is your top title? Like the blanket title?
Well, if I wasn't a musician, I probably wouldn't have done any of the rest of it. So it all kind of stems from having been a musician.
Kind of cover all your bases.
Well, it doesn't really cover all the bases, but that's where it all started, and then it expanded.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
All right. I know
you were confused about me.
I'm not.
You haven't known me long enough to really understand anything
you pretty
about
long now.
What makes me tick. What the heck I do all day.
I know what you do all day. You scramble like the rest of us.
Yeah, it has been quite a scramble. So go ahead. I'm interested.
Oh, right. Well, I forgot what I was saying now. I was going to tell the long story.
Yeah, what was that long story of joyful existence?
Well, some of it was joyful. Some of it was not so joyful. So we just got back from a few days on Cape Cod, which was lovely. We went for John's sister's. It was sort of a family reunion type of thing with John's whole side of the family.
So you got more than 2 days, I guess.
Yeah, I think we got 3 or 4.
Great.
I don't remember. But so that was lovely. And Cape Cod is beautiful, of course, if you ignore the fact that the traffic is murderous to get onto the Cape and off the Cape. But we managed to adjust things, so we went when it was a time when we wouldn't be stuck in traffic all day. So 2 funny things. While we were there, I am a paranoid person, and I know that there are a lot of great white sharks sighted in that area. And I kept telling everyone they're going to be eaten by sharks. And, of course, I'm just paranoid, so no one listens to me. And then there was a shark attack on the beach that we were at. Not a person. It ate a seal, but the water was awash with blood, and it was disgusting, apparently. But we didn't see it because we were kind of at the other end of the beach, and I kept looking way down at the other side, and I kept wondering, why are those people just standing up on the beach? What are those people doing? Why aren't they on their beach blankets or playing in the water? Mm-hmm. And then later we found out it's because they were all watching the shark attack. So that was one thing. And the other story I was going to tell you was, during this time of travel, I would like to recommend, when people are going places, do not leave the trunk of your car open for a long amount of time if you're in an unknown area, because...
Did you do
Yeah,
that?
well,
Why?
The first night we went and visited my Aunt Judy, who lives on the Cape, and we parked in her driveway, and we opened our trunk to take our baggage out. But then I said, I don't know where we're going to put this stuff yet. I don't know where she wants us. So we went in to be greeted and to ask where they wanted us to unload our luggage. And, one thing led to another, and we were just chatting. And so it was 10 or 20 minutes before we went and get our baggage, and whatever. The trunk was open. We got our stuff, put it down, spent the night, had a lovely visit, and then we went to put our stuff in the car the next day. Same thing kind of happened. I went out and opened the trunk and left it open while we were saying our goodbyes and doing some last minute things. Put our stuff in, kind of wandered around their garden a little bit more, finally shut the trunk and headed off to another destination on the Cape. When we get to the next destination, I forgot to mention that at one point when we were saying our goodbyes, we saw a stray cat that they sometimes see in their backyard. And they said, oh, there goes Mittens, or whatever they call it. Nobody thought anything about it. We get in the car. We go the rest of the way to the Cape. We open the trunk to get our things out, and it's saturated. Everything in the back of the car is saturated with cat pee.
Ugh.
Like everything.
Wow.
So that was...
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
It just didn't occur to me. I was like, where could this come from? And it just didn't occur to us that those couple minutes, some stray cat would climb into your car and pee on your bags.
Well, I just have to say.
Why?
I'll tell you why. Because your luggage smells like a farm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, if you farmers are gonna travel, you gotta expect you're gonna attract a little attention. It's like you think you can sneak in and out of Cape Cod with your little farmer pants on.
But we didn't have farmer pants on. We had like preppy plaid shorts and topsiders or whatever you call them now.
Cats know.
Doc.
All the animals in town knew what was up.
Anyway,
Emily and John.
And then other people have said, "Oh, this has happened to us before too." Cats like to grow in places, and
my cats have done that in my car years ago, but I'm paranoid ever since that I try not to leave it open.
It was just horrible. And then on the way home, we were bringing John's mother, elderly woman, home with us who had quite a bit of baggage herself. So we spread all these things out on the damp floor of my car so that our baggage wouldn't touch the cat pee any longer. And it was piled to the ceiling of stuff and pillows and it was stinky, and it was a really, really hot, humid day. And that's when the air conditioning in my car decided to die. So it was so hot and stinky. We're crammed in there. I'm riding in the back seat with the kids so that John's mom can stretch her older lady legs out in the front. And the smell is just...
I have an older lady leg.
No, you don't.
Look at it. I'm going to raise it up for you to look at.
See, look at... Christina, Okay, when I left the house today, I said to my sister, I know that I must be almost 40 next week because look at what I'm wearing. I'm wearing an oversized sweatshirt, a pair of jeans, and sneakers. And they aren't cute sneakers. It used to be that if I put on sneakers, they had to be like something kind of trendy. They had to be like a pair of Converse or those cute little ones that you have on, like Adidas or
because
something.
They're old.
Something just kind of hip. Today, I'm wearing, I don't know, some like purple Nikes, ill-fitting sweatshirt and jeans. I look like an accountant on their lunch break or something. I don't even know what I look like. I look middle-aged. I look like I've given up and I don't care anymore, which is true. I don't, but I don't really want to look that way.
You don't want to look like me?
No, you look super hip. Christina's wearing an awesome like cable knit sweater, some shredded jeans, which is like what every cool person is wearing, and cute little like Adidas sneakers. She looks in style, and I look like I just rolled out of high school in 1992.
What did you call my jeans?
Shredded jeans that everybody's wearing.
Excuse me, they're severely distressed.
Sorry. Right, distressed.
Just get that right, because if you're going to try to join...
Anyway, you have that cool patina going on, and she's wearing a trucker's cap.
I do not have a patina
and
going on.
I haven't even brushed my hair or my teeth yet today.
You know what?
What? I'm
feeling
some jealousy and envy right now, even though you have that hair in front of your eye, which is driving me crazy.
Don't patina
Thank you
me
for moving that.
anymore. I'm going to move my hair.
You even have a patina of grub on your trucker's hat.
Because I've worn it all week in the garden. This was a very intense gardening week.
Whatever. You look cool and I look frumpy, so let's just move on.
But because you look frumpy, there's an upside to it. Mm-hmm. It makes me feel really comfy.
Yeah.
Like, can we do my taxes?
I can't do taxes. I don't know why I thought I looked like an accountant. I just mean like, those people who walk on their lunch breaks. So like the women are wearing like little suits.
They don't just walk.
But then they put sneakers on and you see them walking.
They power walk.
I don't know. And I always look at them and I'm like, what? That looks awful. You can't be wearing those ugly sneakers with that like suit. It's stupid looking.
That's why I never leave home. So I don't want people looking at me, and
no one is going to judge you like I do.
The degree to which my pants are shredded. I just can't.
No, you pull off cool effortlessly, so you don't need to worry. I've never seen you when you didn't look cool.
Look, practice.
Except that time when you had your entire sleeve ripped off and it was hanging from like one string, and I was like, why don't you just pull your sleeve all the way off?
Don't bring that up.
I took pictures of that. I've never seen anything quite like that in all my days.
I think about what I look like when I leave. the house. I think about it.
I'm just picturing that sleeve. I have no idea what you were doing. That was a fashion don't, maybe. Or just some really risky behavior.
I'm sure I paid for it. I mean, I did. Think of how it ruined our relationship.
I don't know why I think it's so funny.
It traumatized you. That's why. It's good to laugh.
I just don't know why you have... First of all, I don't know how you ripped your sleeve almost completely off.
You know what Joni Mitchell says. Laughing and crying. You know, it's the same release. So go ahead, Emily. Laugh and cry. She's almost crying.
I am.
And this is because of
you guys could have seen
my
this
clothing choices.
It was bizarre.
You know, I didn't know that my clothing choices were having such a ripple effect through the universe. Glad to find out because that's about all they're good for.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. No, I have a choice in the morning. You know, it's either the brown, I could choose the brown Carhartt pants that don't really fit me, like they're 10 sizes too big, but I love them so much. But
they're not that big.
I do think twice.
They look fine.
Yeah, I just couldn't wear them today. I wanted to, but I thought I might have to go to the store. So I better not, because, you know, I have that store phobia thing too.
I'm refusing to go to the store.
Yeah,
I'm going to the store this evening with the safety of my sister, because I will not go to the store by myself.
Let's have a support group.
I usually make you go in the store with me when I have to go.
Yes, but now I have the thing too.
Sorry.
We have a support
If you really want me to, I'll go in the store with you.
We could go together.
I just don't want to go to that store because I need to spend less money than I spend in that store.
Well, I'll tell you, I was going to tell you that on last Sunday, I just got in the car really early. The kids were home, Wilder was home, and Dana was home. And so I got in the car super early at 7 o'clock, and I drove up to Montpelier to go grocery shopping at the co-op. And I had such an out-of-body experience.
What? Like, did you enjoy yourself or
Yes.
something?
I love Sunday morning at the co-op.
Was there nobody?
There's almost nobody there.
That's awesome.
Which is cool. And you get high on the vegetables. You just walk into the produce area.
You've just been freshly misted with their water, so they're all beaded up.
There's just so many greens that you've never even knew existed on this planet of great abundance. You just couldn't imagine that type of a thing would grow out of the ground, but there it is in a bag ready for you to just pluck and eat. Filled with goodness and wholesome.
I tried to give my children this talk because we just went to the pediatrician's office, and the pediatrician and I were discussing why my teenage son smells so bad, and I think it's because he eats nothing, absolutely nothing, except for red meat will pass his lips.
You're not the only person who this week made comments about their son smelling bad.
I mean, he doesn't. He doesn't smell any worse than anybody else.
Did you see Ariel's post?
No.
She posted about
that her son smells bad?
Yeah, her 14-year-old son.
See, I knew I loved her.
Yeah.
I think we can bond over a teenage stench, maybe.
Well, you can come to the CD party, okay?
I'm just worried that, like, he's just eating too much red meat.
Well, he is. Of course he is.
It would be okay if he wanted to eat red meat every day. I'm not going to stop him. I'm not going to say no, be a vegetarian, or no, be something else. That's just not what I would do to my kids. But it's got to be in moderation. He's got to eat something else too.
You have to step it up.
He's got to eat some vegetables. And I did this. I did this beautiful vegetable talk about how gorgeous and lovely and good for you they are.
Well, it doesn't have to be vegetables.
And he just snorted at me.
Why don't you just switch to mashed potatoes or something?
No, we tried. Last night we tried to do some shepherd's pie with some nice, buttery mashed potatoes with cheese on top, for God's sake, corn. And then, his meat was on the bottom. No, wouldn't touch it. The meat had then been tainted by vegetables.
Okay. Well, so I think also sometimes boys at that age are very influenced by how their dads eat. Is that a possibility?
But maybe his bio dad probably eats a lot of red meat. John doesn't eat really almost any red meat.
Yeah.
So, but when they were babies, their favorite food I would open up for them would be it was sweet potato, of course. All babies love sweet potato because it's like candy. But they loved all the vegetables in the jars.
Sure they did.
So what has happened? What's going on here?
They're just teenage boys. That's what's happening.
Well, I'm just worried that they're going to have some sort of... can you get heart disease at 13 years old? What if you don't eat anything except for red meat? He's not a caveman. This is not... Look, he can't exist.
I'm worried about my 27-year-old who also has... not a great diet. He thinks that it's okay to, who cares if you die from cancer? That's just how it works. You just eat what you want, and then...
I don't think they get it. I don't think they get that it actually matters what goes into your body yet, because they're young enough that it kind of doesn't matter. Yeah. But in a few years, you're going to feel every lumpy bad thing that you put into yourself.
Well, it takes a while. Actually, oftentimes you don't feel it for a long, long, long time.
Speaking of which, I totally feel it now. What?
I did not go to Dave's 60th birthday party.
Who's Dave?
Dave, my neighbor, Dave.
Oh.
I had so many important...
Are you coming to my birthday party tomorrow?
Don't change the subject.
Sorry, I'm just checking. If you didn't go to Dave's, I'm a little nervous that you're not coming to mine.
Let's debrief on why I didn't go to Dave's.
Okay.
And then we'll decide if I'm going to go to your party, because I do need help with that decision.
I'll do some reassuring, because I have some reassuring for you anyway.
All right. Well, I had important things to do on Saturday night, like sit around on the couch. So it was a highly strategic social cop-out. And I'd like to say, anyway, to Dave and to anybody else whose birthday party I didn't go to, happy birthday. Can that make up for it?
I think so.
I just don't want to go out to parties anymore.
I know, it's really hard.
Can I quit parties? Can I just quit?
You're a musician. That's really hard. It's like 90% of being a musician is parties.
Yeah, but I don't mind playing at parties, which nobody asked me to play anymore because I can't sing.
That's not true.
No, it's true.
No, actually, it's not true.
If I could go back...
You think you can't sing just because you sing differently than the way you used to. That doesn't mean you can't sing.
I'm going to be a bass player. I've played so much bass this year. I'm going to be a bass player.
No, you can't be a bass player.
Yes, everybody loves bass players.
No, in the music world, their IQ is supposed to be like the lowest.
I don't care.
After maybe the drummers?
Who's
the lowest?
I would like that now.
I don't get why the drummer's supposed to have the lowest IQ. I think drummers are cool.
They're smart, too. They're really smart. I'm going to tell you some of the drummers.
Yeah, but we're like kind of groupie types, so we would think that.
It's okay.
Not you. You would know.
Yeah, I actually, I know from a lot of different sides.
What do you notice the most about the music? I notice the beat, so that draws me.
As a dancer, of course it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the makes you think that drummers are awesome. No, I care about the words.
Well, I find that drummers understand music really well. They kind of sit in the back and they get to observe a lot of the shenanigans and the ego crap that goes on with the musicians on the front line.
That's true. They actually have to do the work they do the dirty work without being center of attention.
Yeah, they don't get the credit that
those are often the nice people. Those are like moms. You know?
Drummers are like moms?
I mean, moms do the dirty work and they don't get the attention. Nobody is like, oh my God, moms are amazing. Moms are like the coolest.
Yeah.
I want to throw my panties at moms. No. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that it's the flashy.
That image just is sticking in my craw.
I really don't want anyone throwing their panties at me, though, now that I think about it.
Well, I'm sort of seeing this middle-aged mom, with sweatshirts and pants and bad sneakers, sitting behind a drum kit with panties heading her way.
I don't want panties.
It must be
They could throw money. That would be fine.
It's time for a song.
Oh.
Thank goodness. We're going to get saved out of this topic, this group topic. All right.
What do you have for us today?
I'm going to just play Carl Goulet the whole time.
All right.
Because his album just came out. It's called Gazebo. And it's the coolest album. It's just him on his guitar. It's just the totally coolest album. So I've got Greenville Trestle. It's the first one. Here it goes.
On the Greenville Trestle, I'm looking straight down to Sauhegan waters, cold, angry, and brown. There's an oncoming headlamp as bright as the sun, and I'll have to answer for what I have done. I'll have to answer for what I have done. In my life I've doubted, I had to be sure that love in the springtime would be sweet and pure. But spring can be rainy and dark, muddy brown. On the Greenville Trestle I'm looking straight down. On the Greenville Trestle, looking straight down. To kill like a bullet and cut like a sword, sometimes the best weapon takes only a word. But love turned indifferent, hurts deeper than hate. I ran to reach her and she slammed the gate. I ran to reach her and she slammed the gate. I caught her at midpoint, she started to flail. Her tears and the rain fell hard on the rail. Oh, how desperation can misunderstand was the last thing I felt as she slipped through my hands. The last thing I felt slipped through my hands. Someday the rain ends, someday there'll be sun, and I'll have to answer for what I have done. My heart, like the water's cold, angry and brown. On the Greenville Trestle, I'm looking straight down. On the Greenville Trestle, looking straight down. On the Greenville Trestle, on the Greenville Trestle.
Are we back? Are we back?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very sleepy this morning.
Yeah, just relax. That's good. You set the tone. It's like Mr. Rogers.
I didn't put on my cardigan.
I have the sweater.
You do.
You have the yawns. And
he yawns? He doesn't yawn.
No, but you feel tired.
No, he's like, it's morning. He's chirper. He's chirpy? Chipper?
Yeah, but he doesn't have any coffee.
I don't think. Maybe he's a Mormon.
He has puppets.
Why do Mormons not drink coffee again? Is it Mormons?
I don't know, but we'll find out in about 10 years because this whole town is going to be filled with them.
No, it's not either.
Might be.
I do not think so.
Not to bring up
No,
a sore
those aren't
subject.
Mormons that are coming. They're just people who want to live in some sort of alternative city. Didn't the Mormon church say this has nothing to do with us, I think?
Yeah, but that's some kind of official statement. They're disassociating themselves with
No, I think they really don't have anything to do with him. I think he is just Looney Tunes, but anyway.
Well, I wanted to talk about a detached
Retina?
Johnson.
Uh-oh.
And it has to do with songwriting.
Would you rather have a detached Johnson or a detached retina?
Well, here, you'll see where I'm heading with this,
It
okay?
depends if you're male or female. What?
That is exactly right. So how do you write a song? Okay, some people start with the lyrics, some people start with the words, and some people just start with a certain concept or an image, okay?
You're going to write like a Bobbit type of song?
Your mind is so quick. Your mind is like flashing ahead
I just know
lightning speed.
I just... All right, I'm going to just stop talking now. You talk.
Okay, it's just an anecdote, just like you told that whole long story about going to Cape Cod and the cat. Okay, I'm going to now tell you my kind of story, which is that
Yours sounds a little more gruesome already.
My music buddies, Val and Ariel, decided to write a song together. Okay, sort of last minute. Val was just about to leave for L.A., and he had this great little guitar thing that he had created, so he gave it to Ariel. And he also gave her a prompt, because some people like to write songs from prompts. And the prompt was Caitlyn Jenner's detached member. So it was truly, truly amazing how Ariel responded to the prompt. This beautiful song with the hook. The hook is "Free Me."
What?
Have I lost you?
Are you joking right now? Because I kind of can't tell.
I am absolutely not joking.
Why are you using beautiful guitar part and detached member in the same song? This doesn't make sense.
No,
I don't care for the prompt.
No, excuse me. It's a prompt. It's a concept. It didn't actually go into the song. It was an inspiration
I don't feel inspired, but maybe I'm not a musician. I don't know.
You don't have to feel inspired. This is behind the scenes. I'm giving you sort of the behind the scenes of what might go into a song that you don't see from the front end of it.
No, full frontal. This song. You guys are crazy. What do you do in that studio? I don't even understand.
I had nothing to do with it, really.
Yeah, whatever.
I did. I just recorded it. I could just only stand back and be this, little technician in the midst of it. But it's actually a beautiful song, and someday I'll bring it in here and we'll play it on the air. And it doesn't have any. You would never think it had anything to do with that. Like you would never would. It's a beautiful love song, romantic, beautiful, heart-rending, gut-wrenching.
Well, I just had to explain to my child this last week because somehow in our travels they had seen a newspaper cover that said something about someone's physical transformation or something. I don't remember, but they both were very puzzled. They said, how do you become physically your parts a girl if you're a boy before? They just didn't understand. So
reconstructive surgery.
I had accidentally clicked on a really horrible YouTube video a long time ago that I went through the process quite detailed. So I started to explain to them exactly what they do.
Anatomically.
Yeah.
Physiology.
And I forgot where I was going with this.
I don't know. You were trying to sort of make a relatable comment.
I guess.
Could in some.
So it was not that awkward of a conversation because we do have conversations that span pretty much anything. But it didn't really make me feel like bursting into song at all.
Yeah, neither does that chainsaw outside the studio.
What are they? It can't be a chainsaw.
No, it's a blower. As a landscaper, I can tell you it's
blowers are the biggest waste of life ever.
I know. I wish they would just banish
blow.
them.
That's dumb.
Yeah, it is dumb. It means you can't use a rake. You don't know how to use a rake. Come on, people.
Well,
That's
it's just
lame.
I don't even see. You've got to have some level of expertise to use a blower in any way that I can imagine would be productive at all, because you get your leaves that you're blowing over to the leaf pile, and then your leaf pile just blows all over the crap. I don't know.
Yeah, believe me, I've seen.
I just don't understand. What a stupid invention that should have petered out by now.
Yeah.
And it hasn't. It's still going strong. I think people just like to blow things.
Guys just like stuff that makes noise, and then they can go in their headphones and just listen to the music that they like and just zone out.
And pretend that they're doing something productive. Because it's not,
the mowers. The mowers came yesterday when I had to keep moving as a gardener. I have to get out of the way. I had to move my gator. I had to move all my tools, and I tried to go places where I wasn't going to get attacked by the mowers. And I never really know whether to gesture hello to them because they have sunglasses on and they have headphones on and they're on riding these huge machines.
They're not human. They're just little robots. You don't have to say hi to them.
Well, but then it's not really true, because there was somebody else on the job who stopped and talked to one of them, and I overheard the conversation, and he was a totally nice guy. He's just a nice young guy with hope.
They're all closed in. They've closed their eyes. They've closed their ears.
But Emily, they have hopes and dreams and aspirations, just like the train whistle.
The train.
Which is that's on cue, because that sound is of hope and dreams and aspirations and travel and new horizons and your whole life expanding, because there's always more. There's always more.
The Amtrak looks disproportionately tiny next to the giant locomotive. I think they should have either a smaller locomotive or make Amtrak cars bigger.
Well, you're so practical.
I'm just OCD.
Why don't you just let yourself go and dream a little?
Because it's weird to have this big, beefy locomotive with these tiny, little, skinny, 4 Amtrak cars behind it. Just doesn't match.
You think it's too short? Is that your complaint?
There's not a lot of people around here, so they don't need a lot of cars on their Amtrak.
But there's freight trains that go through here, too. And
they don't hook freight trains with the Amtrak at the same time.
No, but if you want a long train, you can see one in South Royalton if you're here at the right time. So if that's your problem, if you're kind of having a Jones for a long, long, long train, I like that feeling of being stopped at the train track with the gate down and the lights flashing and just watching the freight cars
when they go the slowest, too. And you're like, we're waiting for you. Why are you going slow now? I know it's so they don't whack into somebody, but still. Like, we don't know. Like, we don't know how to get off the train tracks.
Okay.
We know.
Okay.
Train.
I'm gonna go with you on this one.
No, we can just change the subject. Well, because I have nowhere else to go.
I was just gonna say, what else is wrong and do you hate? Because we like to go down before we go up. You know what I'm saying? Like last week, we took the conversation down into the depressing things, and then we finally rose up at the end like the phoenix.
There's something on my list that just says sub, and I have no idea why. What could that possibly mean?
Let's see. Sub. It's either about something you eat.
No.
Or...
No.
Oh, your sub today. You had a sub, but that's at your job.
Would I really write that down on the list as something to even talk about? Because that doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
I don't know.
Truthfully. I'll just forget that I even wrote that.
I got a present this week.
You did?
Can you guess what it is? I got it in the mail yesterday. It was about this big.
Big as a bread box.
Yeah, big as a bread box.
Was it? No, I can't guess.
Can you guess what color?
Orange.
Close.
Red.
Think of the story I was telling about pants.
You got Carhartts in the mail.
No.
They fold smaller than that. You got
pink.
What? You didn't order pink pants?
No, I got a pink thing in the mail.
Whoa.
It's about this big. It's
like
pink.
A thing to wear?
No.
Is it a dirt devil? No, those are red.
What do you think it's made out of? What kind of material?
Plastic. Everything that comes in the mail is plastic.
Yes, it's pink plastic. And there's one more thing.
Oh my God. There's going to be a pink plastic object in your house. Is it a salad bowl?
Well, I don't know if it's... I'm kind of have mixed feelings about whether I'm going to let it stay in the house. I mean, it's funny. It was a funny...
Is it a cat bed?
No, it's hard plastic.
Is it a helmet?
No. Here's a clue. It goes in the studio. It's an aid. It's a help aid.
Is it an air conditioner? A heater?
No.
A killer of hornets.
It's got keys.
I'm trying to think of what keys. Is it a little pink accordion?
It's a plastic pink piano.
Oh.
About the size of a bread box.
That's cool. I like the one that Schroeder plays in the Peanuts.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but it's not modeled after a grand piano.
Oh.
It's mastered more after a...
upright?
I'll have to look at it.
Keyboard?
I'll have to really examine it. I haven't taken it out of the box yet. But there was a whole genesis of why that came to me as a gift. And it was that sometimes when we're working the studio and somebody's trying to come up with a harmony part, I can hear the part because I'm good at harmonies, but I can't always convey that because I can't sing. So I said to my friend Nikki, who's a singer, I said, I really need some kind of device that I can use to convey the part quickly and easily. And so this is what she sent me.
You can hum, can't you?
No, not really.
That doesn't make sense.
I know. None of it makes sense. Life doesn't make sense. Life is weird.
I know.
Life is so weird. I mean, that's my motto.
So now, yes.
Yeah.
So now you have a pink plastic piano. You could spray paint it. They make plastic spray paint.
Why would I want to spray paint it?
I don't know. Just because you have such an aversion to pink sometimes.
I think I'd make it look worse, though. I don't think you could. I don't think you can make this look better. It's at its pinnacle. It's at its apex, right?
Probably.
It's reached its point of true. What would you say? Like
totalitarian.
Yes. What was that word they were using with the eclipse? Totality. I thought that I hate it when they just make up words.
Did you watch the eclipse, by the way? Have I seen you since last?
No, the eclipse was this week. You did a whole eclipse thing because I saw on Facebook you got the glasses.
Yeah.
You talked about all of that. And so the eclipse day came and I was out at a job working and I was listening to the radio, so I knew kind of exactly when it was going to happen. But I decided to go be pure about it and just turn off the radio and have the full sensory experience without the glasses.
I was highly underwhelmed. Even with the glasses, I was highly underwhelmed.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I know that we were only at 60% or whatever here, but
Some people saw it great.
Didn't even get dark. It nothing happened. We were out on the deck on the Cape. It was really funny though, because my niece Anna was so terrified that, because we had all been telling the kids, don't look at it unless you have the glasses on. Don't look up. So she wouldn't even come outside. She was so afraid that something was going to like a laser was going to sear her.
Yeah.
And we had to be like, Anna, the sun is no different than the sun is on other days. This isn't making the sun worse or stronger. It's just that we're all trying to look at it. And you're not supposed to look at the sun on a normal day. So there's nothing different outside. You can come outside. Nothing's going to it's not going to shoot little sizzling hot beams through you or anything. But she just said, I'm just not going to take any chances. So she stayed inside.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah. So
wasn't. I mean, I guess we're going to have another one in 2020 or something, 23.
Yeah. I don't even have anything mystical to say about it.
No.
It just got a little bit gray for a second.
Well, it was hazy right before it happened too, so that could contribute to the grayness.
I think that it's such a profound event that if you're not seeing it, it's being born inside you on some level. So I don't think we have to worry about it.
I'm a little confused why there was such a huge fuss made. I mean, I know that it went over the United States, but there's an eclipse happening all the time somewhere in the world. Somebody can see one every year or whatever.
Yeah, every 18 months I think there's one.
Yeah.
No, you know why? And this is what really irritated me at one point is I was
You should love this with all your astrology stuff.
No, but this is science, which I kind of have a love-hate relationship with. And they were calling it at one point on NPR, they were calling it the Great American Eclipse, which just turned my stomach. And thankfully they stopped calling it that.
Yeah. On NPR, they were calling it this?
Yes, I think they must have gotten such an onslaught of people just saying...
Grossed out by their naming.
Shut the F up, because it's just this is bad timing to say something like that.
It totally is.
As if it's our eclipse, as if we own it.
Yeah,
just because
we created it.
Just because it decided to come across the United States this year, so now it's our eclipse.
Our current government is completely responsible for it.
Yeah, we got to possess everything. It's an ownership thing.
Yeah. No, not cool.
Yeah. Oh man, I just thought of something I wanted to talk about. I know, personal growth.
Oh God.
Well, we got to play a song first, and then we're gonna have some personal growth.
Do I have to grow?
Yeah. I mean, we've been putting off personal growth for a long time. We keep putting it off. We keep just teasing ourselves a little bit, maybe we could try this out, but I don't.
All right, play your song, and I will gear up for growing, maybe.
Okay, it's another Carl Goulet song. Here we go.
Jesus, me, and whiskey is a ride I take alone. I like going places up to now unknown. This guy always shows up on the darkest days. Got so that I don't care if he goes or stays. Barely ever said a word, mostly we just stared. Think he only hung around for that bottle that we shared. Hey, you that guy that saved the world, that what you're here to do? Done that, I still have the marks, the rest is up to you. Find whatever, I don't care, we all have a reason. In the battle for my soul, I've committed treason. Barely ever said a word, mostly he just stared. Think he only hung around to see if someone cared. Pass a bottle, pass a joint, pass a passing thought. Pass on asking any of the questions that I've got. Why bother fixing anything so hopelessly broke? He had a sense of humor, but I didn't get the joke. Barely ever said a word, Mostly we just stared. I think he only hung around to see who else had dared. He can't play guitar for shit, but sure can hold his liquor. Been drunk under the table, but no one's done it quicker. I wake up from the nightmare and I'm hoping to see glory. Got another hill to climb and I see he's up before me. Barely ever said a word, mostly he just stared. I think he only hung around to see who could be spared. Barely ever said a word, mostly he just stared. I think he only hung around to see who could be spared. I think he only hung around to see who could be spared.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Carl. Thank you, Carl.
Hang on, I have my headphones kind of on my cheeks, not my ears.
Yeah, get that right.
Well, my cheeks are so big, I feel like it maybe could absorb some sound by, like, osmosis.
Do I have big cheeks?
No. You have a perfectly sculpted, nice face. I have a face that looks like a pear. People describe their body shapes as like pears, apples, not their heads, but my face is wider at the bottom than the top.
Really? I never thought of your face that way.
Well, I just have these cheeks. I have chipmunk cheeks.
Oh.
I think it's maybe partially because all my wisdom teeth are in, and they're adding some like volume back there. At least I like to think that. That maybe if I get my wisdom teeth pulled out, I'll suddenly have like these beautiful sculpted cheekbones, but I don't think that's probably it. It's funny that
we associate round faces with being childlike. You know, like the moon.
Yeah. People do still say I look young, and I think that's the only reason, because I'm not the rest of me doesn't look young.
Yeah, because some pictures of me, I look really round-faced.
You can't, because you don't have a round face. You have an oval, which according to the fashion magazines is the perfect face.
Oh, whatevs.
Shape.
Whatevs.
My face, I can kind of get on board with my face if I picture myself from somebody long ago, because have you noticed that people's bone structures and faces, you can almost tell when they're from by their faces?
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know why that would be, but I look at pictures of my grandmother's era, and everyone has these little like bow lips, and it's not just lipstick or anything. Their lips literally all look the same. Their noses look very similar.
Well, you've got lips that are sort of in the fashion.
I'm not going to complain about my lips, but the rest of me, this is maybe why I like to dress up in those kinds of costumes, because my face matches that era.
Matches.
It's like,
yeah. Whereas I like to wear buckskin.
It's $18.99.
Really, I don't shop hardly ever for clothes. You know, I'm a thrift
And all of a sudden you came across some buckskin? Where would you find buckskin?
Last night I found myself Googling leather pants and suede
I have some
pants.
leather pants. They're probably too tight for me now because I'm 40 and fat.
Yeah, so I just looked at leather pants for a while. It was kind of a fun thing, but I didn't find they have a lot of pants from like Bavaria that are leather.
I have shiny red, or they're not red, but it's like leather that's reddish, like ox bloody color, shiny red leather pants.
Yeah.
Really thick though. They're hot, so I can't wear them very much.
I really want to wear a fringe.
I'm with you. I like fringe.
Yeah. It went out a long time ago.
I have a coat with fringe and I really like it.
Yeah, I'll get there eventually. I would just wear leather all the time, but the thing with leather is you have to wear it until it gets soft and supple.
Yeah, and you also have to wear it until it gets like stained all over, because
exactly.
That's the thing with my leather pants. They have one trickle of water stain down one of the thighs, and it's so creepy looking because they're perfect everywhere else except for this one dark water mark. And if they were beat up everywhere, they'd look cool again too, but it's
I saw
the process.
There were some for sale that were called splatter pants.
Oh, that's pretty much like all of my clothes now since I tripped on a bottle of bleach and spilled it all over all the clean laundry last week.
That's cool. Splatter.
That sucked so bad.
Hey, we were going to grow a little bit.
Oh, yeah. All right.
So your choice, there's really a choice because I got two topics.
Oh, great.
When The first one is when not to text. Like when to do something in person instead of that impulse.
Well, I almost never text.
Or email. I'm lumping those together.
Oh, I do email. I don't do person to person.
Do you ever feel like you send an email that you should have done in person?
No.
Really?
No. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Don't want to think about that.
There's lots of stupid things people do in person that they could have done by email.
Oh, that's the reverse.
Yeah, I think half the time someone's like, let's meet and talk about this, and I'm irritated because all I can think of is, you're wasting my time right now. You could have emailed me the same 4 sentences that you just told me in person and saved me driving, or you driving, or whatever.
Yeah.
There's an internet meme that's very popular that said, it's an award. It's like a little trophy that said, just sat through another meeting that could have been an email. Yeah.
And then email's been getting a bad rap lately.
Why?
Like companies have been cutting back on how much time to spend on emails or how many you can send or whatever. But I'm a big proponent of writing.
Me too.
You know, we like to write. We like to communicate.
I don't come across well in person.
Yeah. I think that's true for me.
Stutter, or I talk too much and too fast. If I'm a little bit nervous or anxious, I just talk, and I come off as just an irritating person, which I am. But I come off more irritating than I am, which I can't afford to come off more irritating than I already am. That's not an option here.
I think I kind of lose my bearing when I'm with a person. And I think that has something to do with being really tuned into other people energetically when you're with them. And so I can't really stay on my own side. I keep floating over to their side. And I can't.
Yes, exactly.
You know, I can't sort of defend my own position. So I lose focus and I forget how to speak. You know, because normally I can be eloquent in writing.
I never advocate for myself in person.
Yeah, so that's problematic. So I think some of us
the other person's concern is far more important than mine, and I stop thinking I'm a person.
It's ego assertion. It's or the lack thereof. Because I was doing some study, I found this woman Jenny on YouTube. If anybody wants to learn about narcissism versus being an empath, they're sort of two sides of the same coin. Because you have in one case, you have too much ego assertion, and in the other case, you have too little.
Mm-hmm. And both not terribly handy things.
Yeah, and sometimes those two types are attracted to each other.
But from what I have read about it, narcissism and having too much ego can't really be cured. That's something like sociopathy is something you're born with, and nobody can make somebody feel when they can't. But you can mask or cover up your over empathy. So you can, if I had to choose one, which I don't have to choose one because I already have one, I'm happier to be overly empathetic than the other one because we have the option to change.
We can learn how to.
Narcissists actually don't have that option. It's a chemical. It's a disorder.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
They can't. They can pretend. They can be taught to sort of mainstream a little bit by pretending things that they don't feel. Which I guess maybe that's true in the other direction. Empaths.
Well, but you're not saying pretending. I mean, you're talking.
I feel
about
like we can toughen up. We can harden up a little bit, but in the other direction, they can't soften.
Well, they'd have to want to. And I think that's a little antithetical to the way that they're moving through the world.
Yeah.
You know, anyway.
So
but I would think that because
I'm happy this way.
I mean, both conditions, I think, at least in part, come from early wounding, like early in the family.
No, they're chemical too. Like you're born with it. It's just something you're born with.
Wow,
or at least a I had
You've done some research. How'd you do this research? How'd you end up?
Because sometimes when you marry somebody, initially there's this crazy person, you're kind of trying to figure out why the heck they're crazy and if there's anything you can do, any way you can fix it or help them. And then eventually you figure out, this is not actually me. It's not. And I can't fix them and I can't change them. And it's now time to go do my own life.
Well, tell me this, since, you kind of understand the dynamic between the empath and the narcissist. What about if two narcissists got together? What would that be like? What do you think would happen?
I don't know.
It's kind of an interesting thing.
That must be like I don't know, actually.
Yeah, I think, well, we can think about that. It's kind of like
I guess maybe it would work because they don't really care what the other one thinks about what they think.
Yeah, like they already think. I mean, there's a certain inherent.
It would just be probably some sort of marriage of convenience because they
support each other's pathology in a way.
Right, and if often a lot of narcissists, if you want to get really medical about it, often have a touch of Asperger's as well, which makes them just socially, they can't really bond with people, not for real, because they're constantly picking apart other people's personalities. So it's often they don't have really meaningful relationships, or ever probably. That's generalizing, I guess.
Well,
but
I think it's more that the relationships that they cultivate are ones that support their narrative because it's very important.
So I'm just trying to think if there's a way that both could somehow benefit from that, which there must be in certain situations. But I can't really wrap my head around how that would work.
Yeah, and we don't need to because the show's almost over, and
let's not grow there.
No, I mean we can. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work cut out for ourselves. So that's good.
What?
It's good. It's good to have problems. Because then we can solve them. Problem solving is the whole deal.
It makes me feel like
here.
whining about my problems is stupid because I could have problems that are unfixable, which would be worse.
Well, you don't have to. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm assuming my problems are fixable.
I mean, in a way, we all have problems that are unfixable. Like if your biology is a certain way, then maybe you're not ever going to be able to.
Chipmunk cheeks, and nobody can do anything about it.
That's right. There's stuff that's just immutable.
Yep.
Sorry.
It's all right. Trying to make my peace, other than right now on the radio with my chipmunk cheeks.
Yeah.
Well. You know what these headphones do to people with chipmunk cheeks? Yeah, you can see me.
Look, do you see me? Do you see me holding a camera, taking a picture of you right now?
You're too kind, you're too kind.
No, but we need to do a photo shoot. We need to do some new photos because we've had so much fun with that, and we just haven't.
Fun.
We don't even utilize the ones we have. You don't even post a photo because you're stupid.
My computer's so broken. I couldn't even see to find where the photo was, or I could post the totally wrong thing.
We're gonna have to up our game a little bit, I
know.
And I think we can.
I keep saying every week, okay, once this weekend event or whatever is passed, then I can get back to real life. But then the things are never past, Christina. More things come. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I know. It's just exhausting.
Just living life. I have to figure out how to understand that instead of thinking that I'm going to get clear someday. I've got to think about how to understand the fact that my life is not going to get less hectic and suddenly automatic organization or time is just going to appear, because it doesn't. I've got to figure out how to live my life knowing that it's not going to get less hectic.
Yeah,
instead of constantly pretending that it might at some point.
Yes, and there's always going to be another eclipse where all of that stuff that's hidden in the shadows is going to come up and rear its ugly head, and you're going to have to deal with it.
No, speaking of the eclipse, that we've never seen the dark side of the moon. There's one side of the moon that we never get to see.
That's where the secret space stations are.
It isn't. They've gone around the other side,
no, Christina,
and taken pictures. Yes, they have. But you can't. We don't see it. To our naked eye, we only see one half of the moon all the time. No, because the way that we turn and the way it turns, we never meet with the other side.
I've never heard you be so scientific before.
It's because smart people...
Do you like space?
No, I don't. I just heard a whole bunch of smart people actually physically stood up on a deck and pretended they were each thing, the moon and the sun and the earth, and spun around showing me this weekend why you can't see the dark side.
I would find some new friends.
I can't. They were relatives, so I'm stuck with them.
Okay.
And I pretended I was interested in what they were talking about, but it turns out I kind of was, because here I am telling you about it.
You are. And we'll talk more about it because it's such a fascinating topic.
No.
All right, we have to get off the air. And you've been listening to...
Why do they make us get off the air? It's so dumb.
You interrupted me.
Sorry,
I was just
do
about
that
to say
most every sentence that you... Okay, what?
It's amazing that I can. This is a practice for me to assert myself by having this show every week.
It's a practice for you to start creating like 3-word sentences so that I can't get a word in edgewise.
I know. Well, anyway, everybody, please come to our podcast. Come to 11th Hour Radio on iTunes or wherever. And
11thhourradio.com.
Yeah,
there too.
All right.
What else?
So let's see. Carl.
More Carl. You guys are gonna go out with Carl?
I don't even know which one I just played.
None, by the sounds of it.
No. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
I was fearless, I was bold, but I paid dearly for the truth I told. For the danger's always near, to say aloud what no one wants to hear. But darkness falls apart by the light of an honest heart. Far away from the crowd, far away from where it always gets too loud, far from the noise of the human race, I will shout from a quiet place. It's an option, it's a choice. Ignore or listen to that still small voice. And if conscience comes from love, that's the thing they make examples of. When the world is built on lies, it should burn your open eyes. Far away from the crowd, far away from where the music plays too loud, far from the noise of the human race, I will shout from a quiet place. So they feed me once a day, but I'm not hungry anyway. As a payment for my crime, all my echoes fade away in time. I'll be one forgotten name if it all just stays the same. Far away from the crowd, far away from where it always gets too loud, far from the noise of the human race, I will shout from a quiet place. I'll be kept in a quiet place. I will stay in the quiet